Okay, welcome back, everybody. We are the two Bs. I'm Joe, and this is Morg.
Hello.
How are we doing, Morg?
What a weekend. Or week. Not even the weekend. Just the whole week was crazy. How are you?
Same. What a week, even though it felt like an eternity.
As we know, that great winter storm hit over the week over last week after Valentine's Day. So it was just wild.
Yeah, I keep wondering, Morg, how many people that don't live in Texas think that we're must be moronic, because I know that in the north they're way more prepared for stuff like this, so they get snow and stuff, but we got some snow, horrible storm. We've never had anything like that, I feel like, and we had to completely shut down. Weird. Although I wasn't leaving my house before because of COVID, so not really a huge change.
She's ready to leave her house on a walk.
Exactly. Well, Morg, so before we launch into anything else, how about some bee baggage?
Oh, my favorite!
Yes. So last week we talked about a little bit about zodiacs and we talked specifically on Aquarius. But as we were researching, I know that we'd come across some really weird questions. Like, I kept finding things like, what is the nicest zodiac? And what is the craziest zodiac? So I just wanted to see if us, with our limited knowledge, could guess what is the craziest zodiac, what is the nicest zodiac, and whatever.
Okay, and is this according just to like a Google search?
Oh, yes.
It's just going to populate
Yes.
based on like the first thing that's said. Okay.
So basically, you know how those Google questions, it's like when you Google something and then it immediately posts like follow-up questions, like, oh, did you want to ask this question now? You know what I mean? I don't know how you describe those.
Yeah, it's like the populated answer from like maybe the most likely
Yes.
source. Yep.
Okay, so then really quickly, what do you think is the angriest zodiac?
Angriest. For some reason, I want to say Sagittarius, but this is definitely just based on the name. Like, you can't get a name like Sagittarius without. Am I saying that right? Sagittarius.
You're right. Sagittarius, I think.
Sagittarius without being like angry.
You're right. Just the way you want to say it is like angry, like Sagittarius!
You dare to walk on a Sagittarius's lawn and talk to me? I don't know. Just sounds angry. Whereas like an Aries sounds like angelic, you know?
Well, Morg, you got it all wrong. It's actually Aries. But you're right. Purely based on name, Aries sounds like, yeah, like it's floating. It's like a cloud. It's a rainbow.
Yeah, I guess.
But,
oh, man, really wrong there.
Oh, yeah. So Aries was just born to erupt is what this says. That sucks.
Born to erupt. If I had a baby Aries, I'd be like, when are you going to blow? When is it going to happen?
I know. I think I'd go out of my way not to have a baby during whatever month is Aries month. Wait. Aren't you in Aries now? Didn't we decide this?
Oh my God. Am I about to blow? Maybe so. According to the new, of course, adjustment. I've always known myself as Taurus, but I think I did get bundled into Aries after.
Oh my gosh. This changes everything.
And
we can't be friends.
Why? Because I might blow.
You could blow at any minute.
That is just very vague too. So like, what causes an Aries to blow? You know, like what's making them so angry?
It doesn't say. It just says they're impulsive and aggressive and they don't have patience for anyone who gets in their way.
Okay, well, maybe that is me.
No.
I'm pretty impatient.
Yeah, but you're not set to blow at any moment.
I don't really identify with the part that's about like anyone in my way.
Morg's gonna bulldoze you.
Okay, I have one to ask you, based on, of course, Google's results of which zodiac sign is the smartest, Joe?
The smartest. I don't know why, but if we're playing this game, like you said, with based on name, it feels like it's got to be Libra. Libra just sounds like they go to the library. I think maybe that's why I go with that.
Oh, a Spanish identification.
Latin roots.
Yeah. Actually, it is our tributed episode from last week, Aquarius.
Oh, I should have known. We just learned all about them.
They are have a very high analytical intelligence. So they get this spot as the smartest.
Interesting. You know, that it's just hard to look past the fact that they're so aloof.
How would I ever know I've met a smart Aquarius? They don't socialize.
Okay, Morg, which one is the craziest?
Okay, this one I feel like. Have you ever? I don't know why this just made me think of this, but have you ever heard of like Krav Maga?
No, what is that?
It's like a martial. I'm probably going to butcher the definition of this, but it's like a form of martial arts that, based on what my very little knowledge of it, it just means like you're like the craziest person in the room when you're faced with a threat. Like you're gonna like pull someone's hair out and then beat their eye in. I don't know, but you're not gonna like fight how someone would actually fight. Like
But
when you're approached with a
okay,
threat.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is this, you said it's like a form of martial arts. Is this something people train to do? Because it sounds like you just unleash your inner beast. It doesn't sound like you need any training.
Well, people go to classes and stuff, so there has to be something formal about it.
I think this might be my next month resolution. I kind of want to give this a shot. Krav Maga is what you called it?
Krav Maga.
Okay, I'm going to look
With
into
a K.
this. Okay.
Yeah, it's a military self-defense and fighting system, and it's developed by Israeli Defense Forces.
Okay.
I don't know, it's kind of like a mix of boxing, wrestling, judo, but my main takeaway was like, I feel like they just teach you to be the craziest person in the room, and it's sometimes identified as the deadliest martial art.
Interesting. Well, yeah, if you're pulling out hair and you're totally unpredictable, not following any rules, I could see that.
Yeah, like
I'm not seeing any relation to the question though.
well, I feel like apologies. I feel like who am I gonna like picture as being this crazy sign? Like someone who
Okay.
would practice Krav Maga. That's just what made me go on this tangent. Apologies for my lack of connection.
Okay.
So that was what I was trying to, of course, think about, and that was what popped in my head when I was like, which of these signs would practice Krav Maga? And I have to say Capricorn, okay?
Capricorn is a good guess, but it's Gemini.
Okay.
It's Gemini. I have no idea where they are in the wheel together in relation to one another, but Gemini to me also sounds like it could be crazy.
Yeah, they're going to pull your hair out. Like they're going to jump on top of that car and body slam you.
Yes, they're known.
They're not going to play by the rules.
Yes, they're known for their split personality and go from 0 to 100 in seconds with no warning. Wow, I thought being an Aries sounded bad.
No warning. Okay, it does align with my Krav Maga theory.
They're known for their split personalities. Morg, are you kidding me? I would never tell anyone I was a Gemini.
First of all, who actually leads with their sign? I've been thinking about this since our episode last week, and it's like I had no idea people like introduce themselves this way. Hi, I'm from Texas, and I am a Taurus. I was never planning on including that in my identity, but lots of people do. And these poor Geminis out there outing themselves as crazy.
Right? Now I picture this like situation where it's like, why don't you stand up and tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, I don't know what's the situation in this moment where you do that and someone stands up and like, well, my name is Tiffany and I'm a Gemini. So basically I'm crazy. And
Yeah.
I can go from 0 to 100 in mere seconds. So that's just a little bit about me, though. What about you? Or like a date?
Well, some people like identifying themselves like that, though. They're like, and I will bust you up if you cheat on me.
Yeah, well, we found that out last week is people really do identify with that, which I'm not seeing any positives in any of these yet.
Gemini I feel like there's some positives. Like there has to be something that they could just also identify with that isn't like their split personality.
Well, I think Gemini, their creature or their, what do you call that? Their animal, their image is two ladies, right? It's like twins.
Yeah, Gemini is twins. Yeah.
So I feel like,
because I remember I had a coworker having twins and we called it Project Gemini.
Oh, so you have been into zodiacs.
No, I guess if you consider that into zodiac.
I do.
But it does say Geminis are kind, supportive, and sincere. So that's like the good part.
I feel like I would turn that into a positive though. Like if I had someone said I have split personalities, I'd be like, well, it's like double the fun, double the entertainment. Like you've got one person, but
Ooh.
really you've got two.
Oh, so Joe is putting a positive spin even on the negative aspects of the zodiac sign.
You're welcome, Geminis. You're
We're
welcome.
being much kinder to you than we were to Aquarius last week. Well, I don't know if everyone agrees that their sign aligns with these answers we've found. So we do need to hear from y'all if you are a Gemini or if you're a Capricorn and you think you're the craziest, let us know.
I love this. Is this going to be everyone coming out like, no, I'm crazier?
Yeah, because every time I see people post zodiac related stuff on Instagram, it always is kind of about being crazy. Like they're like, little did he know he was messing with a Leo. You know, it's like, whoa,
That's
what does that
that's
mean?
kind of true. Like I feel like all of these signs have similar characteristics too, where it's like people always blame their tempers and blame their way they are. Is like, "Ah, I can't help it. I'm a Taurus. Like he should have never done that to me. I'm a Taurus. I couldn't help the fact that I lost it."
Like imagine being on trial for like murder and that is your
Like, ah, I'm a
statement.
Taurus. What did you expect, man?
This is what we do.
Well, I want to try this for like a week, just learning a little bit about my sign and using anytime I screw up, using it as an excuse somehow. Like, "Ugh, I put too much salt in this sauce. Like, oh, such a Taurus.
I forgot this deadline. Ugh, I'm a Taurus.
You are so annoying. And I just had to tell you, "Ugh, I'm an Aquarius. I had to tell you."
I like it. You got to tell me how this works out for you, specifically on the job. I feel like that's where it might hurt you the most.
I think you're right. I think I've got a lot to lose here, but we'll see.
We're putting it all on the table. Well, everyone, this week we kind of have a hodgepodge of topics that have really come to light over the course of, January, February, our first 2 months of 2021. One of those being the New York Times released a documentary on Britney Spears, and we all, as in all of the United States, became experts on her conservatorship. So, Joe, I know you've watched this. What were your first thoughts? Like, what are you taking away from the Free Britney, or I guess Framing Britney documentary?
Well, Morg, one, I didn't realize that I really didn't know that much about Britney. Like, I don't feel like we were ever huge Britney Spears fans, so I do feel like I learned a lot about her. Like I felt like I never followed her, but one thing that really stood out to me more was I felt so bad for her with all the paparazzi. Like the poor woman couldn't go through a drive-through. She couldn't go to the bathroom in a gas station or whatever. I mean, that like blew my mind.
Yeah, I thought that was a really sad part of it. And I mean, at first it was interesting because she really seemed to enjoy it, right? Like they kind of portrayed her like being friendly, like, and the guy who was one of the paparazzi people in the documentary that they interviewed, they like, he described it as a mutual kind of relationship. Like he needed her, she needed
Yeah.
them. But then he really was like the person who took a picture of her in one of her worst moments and sold it for like a ton of
Yeah.
money. So how much can we trust his opinion of it? I don't know. But
Oh,
yeah.
well, he also made a comment more where it was like, Brittany, you can hear Brittany telling you to go away. And he's like, no, she meant like go away in this moment, not forever. And it was like, okay. Like,
Did
did she
she?
know?
Like I could take away like lots of things in ways that benefited me more.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it meant like don't steal this money right
I meant like,
now,
yeah, but like in an
but
hour is fine.
later. I was kind of like, this guy's doing himself no benefit by this interview because of specifically that part where they really showed the money making shot that he got because he was only one of two paparazzi that had followed her to the situation where she was trying to get her children from K-Fed.
Yeah.
But overall, like you said, I didn't really know Britney as a pop star when I was younger in the sense that I wasn't like obsessed with her, but it made me really like her. This like documentary, it made me really feel bad for her too. She just seemed like a small town girl who got famous, but she seemed so sweet until it really took a turn on her mental health, and
Mhm.
that was really sad to watch.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Like my heart definitely goes out to her. And I mean, like you said, it seemed like a small town girl who was kind of plucked and like, okay, wow, like I don't know, not really. Nobody was like taking care of her in a way that was like knew the biz, I guess.
Yeah,
She
like
was,
small town people taking care of her business. So it was like she was learning it all herself.
yeah, but I mean, she seemed like I don't know. And then also it blew my mind too because I really have like no memory of how the importance of her virginity was. Like that to me was kind of crazy. Where it was like, "Are you a virgin?"
Yeah, there was like some major themes that really weirded me out with her career because I think they mentioned multiple times in this documentary they were like, she was like getting really big in the time of boy bands. So she was like kind of competing with the fact that she was the only like single female artist blowing up at the time. And all that people could think about asking her was if she was a virgin or not. While boy bands like Justin Timberlake and NSYNC got to just like kind of ride the coattails of that. It was really annoying to watch that happen too. And like the scene where she's also like a 10-year-old girl and they're like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" It was like, what are you talking about? She's 10. Like this is a creepy question in general.
Yeah, like it's just really weird that that's the most important thing. I mean, to make someone so one-dimensional, I guess, or like kind of force them into I don't know. And that made me sad for her.
Like that's a really good way to describe it, one dimensional. Like everything about her was about her looks. Like even shaving her head was like, I mean, clearly she was going through some emotional and mental trauma, but it was just still about her looks. It was like, oh, she's not hot anymore, blah.
Yeah.
So really it all comes to a head of the question of, do you think it's a conspiracy theory about her conservatorship with her father? And for those who haven't watched the documentary or don't know, Britney Spears since early 2000s has been under a conservatorship with her father because of her mental breakdown that everyone saw, I think around 2007, where she shaved her head and lost custody of her children. She only regained that custody by doing a conservatorship. So really like desire to go under her father's restraint as far as her money goes and her own personal decisions go was to really regain her kids' custody and have, of course, a relationship with them. And the documentary kind of lays out that's probably the only reason she went forward with it. But now to this day, she has not been able to fully get out from under it. And a lot of the documentary is also just about like how hard it is after you've got into a conservatorship to get out of it.
Yeah.
And so, is it a conspiracy that she's still in it, Joe, from your perspective?
I don't know because I will say the documentary seemed very one-sided.
True.
I worry about Britney since she did get into this at such a young age. Like, I just would worry that people would take advantage of her. And I do think maybe that's what's happening. So I don't know. I feel like maybe she could still use a conservatorship or someone to like guide her, but definitely not her dad. Like, I do feel like that's really creepy that her dad like came out of the woodworks and when she was in need, but was really played no part in her life before that. I don't know. I free Britney more. I feel like when I don't know what to say, I'm just gonna say that.
I I definitely agree that I probably don't know enough to have the strongest opinion, but I am on the side of I think it's something's wrong. I don't know exactly. Like I don't think it's wrong she went under it in the first place. She was clearly going through something, but to your point, like should it have been her dad who appearances in this documentary showcase that he was very uninvolved and then like reappeared at an opportune time to become the conservatorship leader. It's now with a bank as well over her finances, but still it's just a very odd portrayal in this documentary. If I'm being like really meta about it, is this documentary just continuing to reap the benefits of this poor woman's life? So it kind of is, of course, it's going to skew it to where the most drama is. Whereas, like, I
Yeah.
think about her brother, her little sister, her mom, like, none of them are really speaking out. And so, is it really like this messed up family who's controlling this woman's life? Or is it, something that's much more complicated and therefore they're just like, uh, we're done with the media. We're not going to speak about this because y'all don't understand.
That's a good point. Well, I mean, that is a good point that it does feel like we're missing something to this story. We're missing, like, yeah, where is the mom? Why is the mom not come out at any of this?
Well, she did actually in the most recent case. And so that's the first time it's appeared like the mom is also against Jamie, the father, as far as being the sole conservatorship.
Oh.
She she came forward in the most recent case, I guess in August 2020, I think it was, and said, you know, her daughter's day is better and she wants her to have freedom and stuff like that. So it was the first time that the mom came forward and actually said, yeah, like this is an issue. But it's kind of like, why not prior to that? And that's what makes me think everyone maybe did agree she needed this conservatorship. It just was like the dad just went after it
Mhm.
and then it kind of happened. You know, like that's where the part of me goes. It's probably more complicated and much more going
Yes.
on there than we can all see. And I don't know, but I do think she is still going through some you know mental trauma because she posts some really weird stuff, Joe.
Yeah, I've seen that. Her Instagram is definitely I kind of question her mental health. Like, I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know beyond anything, but she posts some weird things sometimes.
Well, and you know, she used to have this really cute, twangy Southern accent. She's from Louisiana, and now she like has like a very baby
Yeah, it's
voice.
very
It kind of
squeaky.
weirds me out. Yeah, it's like, hi guys.
Yes, you just
Um,
nailed it.
it's just really odd to me. But I mean, that's of course not really much deeper than she just sounds really weird and not like how she used to sound. But I feel like there's something still not right there.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of people go as far with the conspiracy theories to say like, you know, they'll comment in her comments and be like, tomorrow wear yellow in your video if you need help. And then as she wears yellow, everybody's like, see, she needs help.
Has she ever responded to anything like that? Like, has there ever been something where it's like someone has commented that and then the next day in her video she's done what they say?
Yeah, that exact example. Yeah.
The yellow thing?
Yes, but I don't believe it. You know, like I feel like if you want to seek meaning out of something trivial, like you will. Like I just don't. I think the girl just wore yellow and doesn't read her millions and millions of comments.
Yeah, like horoscopes.
Like horoscope. I don't know. All I have to say is the documentary was enlightening. I feel like we both have said it's very one-sided. It doesn't give me enough perspective. Like I would, of course, Jamie Spears, her father didn't comment, but I would love to see his perspective because I'm like, there's two sides to every story. Where the heck is yours? Why aren't you speaking about this? But also, if the family's done with media and they're just like, okay, sure, write your story. It's one-sided. Let it be. Maybe that's all it is.
Yeah, I'm interested to see kind of what comes now because I feel like no matter what, this documentary has been almost like a catalyst. Now we're all talking about it.
If somebody ran your life that long, how do you even function after it?
That's why I think she, regardless of what happens, I feel like she needs some sort of support or like someone. They can't just like take it away. I feel like it's almost like you'd have to slowly take off layers because this woman has not been in control of her life for that long. Like, I feel like if you just, I don't know, Mark, I'm just curious. Like, I can't imagine what that's like to really not be in control of your life. And then maybe one day, if you just get it all back.
All I know, Joe, is if I'm under a conservatorship, I would like if I wear yellow, I'm telling you now, I never make Instagram videos. And if I'm wearing yellow in one, you know what it means.
You got it, Mark. I'll
Get
come
me,
for you. I won't wait.
get me out of there. uh, but in other celebrity news and conspiracy theories, have you seen the Megan Fox fake tweet, or maybe not fake tweet? Who's to say?
No, I think they definitely came out and said it was a fake tweet. I think she even said she doesn't have a Twitter.
Well, Joe, if we're getting deep in conspiracy theories, wouldn't that be what they want you to think?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I forgot that we're looking through this through the lens of conspiracy. That is not my forte, but okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah. So, if for those who haven't seen this fake tweet, I guess Megan Fox was photoshopped holding two masks in the airport and essentially saying like, "It's my right not to wear a mask. I don't have to wear a mask. Please respect my family." And then, of course, came out and said that picture was old and photoshopped. and she never tweeted that.
Yes, you nailed it. Although, can you imagine being Megan Fox there? It's like all of a sudden people are probably, I imagine people are going after her like, "Oh my gosh, how could you?" And she's like, "What is going on?"
Right?
Like, I don't even know why these people are coming after me.
It reminding me too, it's Twitter trolls are like the new paparazzi. They're like first of all, who created this fake picture in the first place? Targeted Megan Fox, and then all the rest of the internet's like, who? How could you do this?
Also, to whoever created this, like, why Megan Fox? And like, what inspired you to be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to get a whole bunch of internet trolls to lose their marbles over Megan Fox not wearing a mask.
That's so true. I don't know. I feel like you have to be kind of like messed up in the head to be like, I'm gonna destroy someone.
The internet's a weird place.
I almost wonder, like, is it kind of the goal? Like, is it kind of just to see like how much power you have behind your keyboard? Like, maybe that's the case. I don't know. Because yeah, like you said, why Megan Fox?
Well, it always seems like to get a reaction because people more, which is terrifying. It's like, especially with the way that technology is going, it's just getting better and better at stuff like this. And it's terrifying to think that people will just automatically believe something if you post it.
Yeah. No, I mean, have you heard of these things called deep fakes?
No, what is this?
It's pretty scary, Joe, but it's like where they can remake a video that looks like you said all these things you didn't say, and like, they can use footage of a person who's been in the media a lot to like remake a speech that they never said.
Oh, that's creepy.
And they've done like examples with like Obama, because of course there's tons of footage from his presidency to like remake a speech that he never said. Very creepy.
That's absolutely creepy. I feel like we're going to have to start taking classes on how to identify if something is real or fake.
Well, it makes me think of like, this is probably getting into like a zone I don't know enough about, but it's like what social media companies are trying to do right now, where like they're identifying news that is not a reliable source, because they have put the onus on them to this is where people are getting their information from. They need to put some sort of indicator of like, this has not been properly researched. This is fake.
But it still feels like people post that stuff where it's like they share articles and then there is like, because haven't Twitter and Facebook started doing that? And
Yeah.
I still feel like I've seen things that it's like, this is not verified. And people are like really passionately posting about it. And it's like, well, I don't understand.
Yeah, well, it's oftentimes, people reposting it who believe the other side of it, and of course they conspiracy theory, they believe Twitter or Facebook being more liberal are of course doing it to silence maybe the other side of the story. I just think it's, the onus is on us, right? Like, we have to do our own research and, and actually believe sources that are accurate. And you can't get all of
Yeah.
your news from a tweet. Those are 140 characters long. Those are 140. You got
Yeah.
to do a little bit more research than that. Like, it's a good intro. Click the link. See what you think.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
I don't know. We're so fast paced, right? Like, this is me getting like super, I don't know, thoughtful about how maybe like in the 1800s, people would spend like an entire day to like walk to town. And and now we, of course, can get an Uber or whatever and get there in such an amount of time that's so quick. And the entire time you can be texting because you're in an Uber and you can be consuming all this information. The world just works like so much faster, right? And so I feel like we've like trained ourselves to bypass things to be more efficient, but at the cost of like actually checking if it's real or not, or it's more so based on well, people believe it's real because that's all I need.
That's such a good point. It's like now we need to know information like immediately. We need to know new things like now. And there's no time. Like nobody has the time or wants to put in the time to actually get educated on something. It's like they just want to know the gist so they can go talk about it or so they feel like they know about it.
Us right now.
Yes, every week, every Friday.
We consume the littlest amount of information to talk about it here.
We need to start walking to town and pondering things.
That just reminded me too of like that whole GameStop stock change in price overnight. And
that was crazy.
Like how quickly the information that spread across, I guess, Wall Street bets on Reddit. I don't know how you create a movement where it's just based on belief to, I mean, essentially alter the price of stock at a publicly traded company. I don't know. Just like, whoa, nobody has to actually, because inherently, I think everybody who invested in that and made money off of it knows GameStop is not where it's at. Have you ever read? No, what is the Malcolm called? Oh, yeah, David and Goliath, Underdogs, Misfits, and the Art of Battling Giants.
Oh yeah, David and Goliath. You told me to read that book. And you're so right. That's exactly what it's about. Is breaking the rules.
And I mean, the whole point of Joe, it reminds me of Krav Maga. Krav Maga. Little did we know we were doing an episode on Krav Maga. But it is all about like changing the way the game is played, where you're not breaking the rules, but you're still able to win. I don't know. That's what I think of when I also think of this GameStop thing.
Yeah. No, I think that's definitely what it is. I read, in 140 characters a Mark Cuban quote, and it was all about how just, things mean what we say they mean. Like GameStop meant a lot because people suddenly said it meant a lot.
Oh my God, Mark Cuban. dosing out some intel there.
I know, Mark. He's my I watch a lot of Shark Tank.
I feel like my favorite meme right now is just a meme of him saying he's out, and for that reason, I'm out.
Oh my gosh, I live for that. I really hate Shark Tank, but my favorite part is that they all like. Did they have a class on how to say, and for that reason, I'm out? Because it's always like.
Oh, I think it became their tagline. Yeah, like now.
But there's a whole body movement too, Morg. It's like touching the fingers, shrugging the shoulders, opening the fingers, leaning back in the chair. It's like, and for that reason, I'm out.
You're so right. I never noticed all of that associated, but it's so true.
I'll watch it next time where he drives me nuts. I feel like I could be a shark if that's all they need.
Okay, Joe is open to taking the position. Whoever falls out of the Shark Tank next, Joe will take their seat.
Yes, I have no money to invest, no skills in investing, but I can do the motion.
And as we learned today, it doesn't really matter because it's if you believe you have the skills and the money to invest. And I guess the rest of the world. So dress the part, Joe. Start getting that belief behind you. But the last little piece of goss that I wanted to address was Kimye is dead, Joe. Like R.I.P.
Oh boy. I think I did see that. They're getting a divorce, right?
They are. They've officially filed, but I guess we kind of knew that was coming because the media has been telling us it for weeks now, but it is official as of this week.
And do we know why? Has there been any goss around that? Any conspiracies as to why this has come to an end?
Actually, surprisingly, it's the most normal of the gossip we've had today. Like, Kim has said to the media that it really is just a mutual decision and nobody cheated, nobody, hurt anybody. It just was like they've grown apart.
That's really boring.
It's super boring, but it's also like it'll come out later.
I was going to say, come on. I don't buy it.
Well, like we know Kanye's been odd for a while now. Like he bought his commune up in Wyoming. I don't know.
Yes, there's definitely no. It's going to come out on their TV show or something like that, where it's like I'm surprised she didn't say, "Well, stay tuned for Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and you'll see why."
Well, Joe, Keeping Up with the Kardashians is dead too.
Well, I thought they had one more season.
They're over and they're moving to Hulu, but it's of course not going to be Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but it's going to be another reality show, so it's just going to have a new name. The empire lives on.
So it's not over. Okay, because I was going to be like, then it's not really over. They're just trying to give it a facelift.
Facelift, yes. And they probably got a ton of money from Hulu.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Well, I don't care enough to find out, so.
But do you care enough to understand how her daughter is a famous painter now?
No, this angers me. Like everything about these people, I was very much so angered when it was like, Wow, when I was 8, I painted like this. I couldn't draw a stick figure, and North paints like Bob Ross. Made me mad.
Why? Why did it make you mad? Is it just because she's good or because people were like freaking out about it?
Because no, because she's good for one. It's like eh, I don't know, Morgan. It just makes me mad that one of them has a giant baby head and now this one can paint. Like I just everything about this just irks me. Like I guess maybe it stems from jealousy.
Okay, okay, a
I am
confession.
jealous of an 8-year-old and a
Yes.
baby.
So, and for those of you who didn't listen a few weeks ago, Stormy has her own blow up head of herself that has slides coming out of her mouth. So
Goals.
goals is right. Yeah, I mean, uh, it's hard to see a baby North, or I guess she's a child, but North,
Let's call her Baby North. I like that.
baby North and baby Stormy. But of course, she's going to be a good painter. She's probably been having painting lessons since day one.
She's gonna be and watch, that's gonna be like her career. She's gonna have some sort of weird art show in New York City and it's
Ooh.
the I more don't get me started. I see it all.
Don't. She's watching y'all Kardashians. She sees it all.
She whatever she wants to do, she's gonna get to do.
Yeah, the empires live on, Joe. I got you. I feel the bitterness. I see it.
Okay, good. As long as I'm not being ridiculous. Yes. Well, Morg, moving on from that, kind of sticking in the realm of like drama and internet stuff, did you see, and maybe I'm a little late to the party on this one, the
Yes.
Gen Zers are telling millennials that it's time to give up skinny jeans and side parts.
Yes, they are targeting me personally. Personally. I have a lot of skinny jeans.
They said, Morgan, really? Okay, because that one I was like, preach, Gen Z, I'm with you. I don't think I ever really was fully on board the skinny jean trend. Like, I think I've done some stock and I definitely don't have that many skinny jeans, so I'm not sad to see that one go. But like the side part, like, Gen Z, you are wrong.
I cannot.
You are wrong.
I cannot do a middle part.
No,
It looks
it looks,
bad.
Morg, I look like the lead singer of Nickelback. It's horrible.
It looks so bad. If I do a middle part, I don't know. I feel like I am transported to like BC.
Gosh, or even a little sooner back, like middle school, Morg, because we did wear middle
Oh,
parts already. Like, we know what this is like.
but I straight up look like Jesus. Like
Yes.
I I don't know. Just throw me in a robe. I don't look good with a middle part.
Get that girl some sandals. It's not working. So we've got a disciple and a wannabe rock star. I think this is enough to be like middle parts are not okay.
Yeah, the skinny jeans though, I get it. I I feel like I grabbed onto them, but they have to be high waisted. So I am fine to not see low rise jeans come back. Is that what they're trying to
Yeah.
kill too?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, if they bring those back, then I'm out. I'll be like, no, y'all are crazy. Y'all are must all be Geminis over here. Y'all are nuts. Low rise is,
Your split personality is ruining our
but
lives.
Morg, I pulled out some jeans that I had from high school, and I was like, how on earth did I ever feel comfortable wearing pants this low?
All of our butt cracks were out, all of them.
All of them, and big old underwears. I mean, it was not nice.
Yeah, I will never return to I don't care how in style low rise jeans become, I cannot return and I would be the first to go stock up on high rise before they're out of style.
Yes, I would be like, give them up. I don't know.
I don't mind starting to shop at Dress Barn or wherever they continue to support the high rise movement.
But Morg, do you know what this makes me think of though? Because now I'm thinking back to when we were kids and it was like low rise pants were coming in with the youth, but the older people still held on to the high rise. You gonna look like a grandma.
Yeah, and I will because I can't show my underwear like
Oh
that. And
my gosh.
I get why they held on to it. And I guess I'm old now. I'm there. I'm with them.
Morg's old. Okay, well, at least maybe settle for a mid-rise.
Okay, mid-rise is fine. Just just anything that still like doesn't cause people to see my underwear when I bend over. Like that is not cute.
I know it's horrible, and I feel like I have kind of narrow hips, and I feel like it was really hard for me to keep my jeans up. It was horrible. Like, how
Yeah.
did I do that without complaining for how many years? Like, too many.
Well, and yeah, something about the high rise gives me at least a shape because I feel that. Like I need it to come in a little bit. Looks like you got a shape to you. I don't know. If you just stop at the widest point and just say this is it, I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, no, it bums me out. Like, I'm not into it. But so more, those trends are, according to Gen Z, officially dead. If you had to write a eulogy to say farewell, your final words to either skinny jeans or the side part or both, what would you say?
Okay. We are gathered here today to celebrate the life of Skinny Jeans. She was a beautiful part of my youth, and I am glad she stayed there. She did her best to cover me up on my bottom half, but she had troubles just like the rest of us. And her troubles really misguided me at a point in my life that was really difficult. Growing up is not easy, middle school age specifically, and I could have really used more coverage. So while this is her funeral and I can't speak further ill of the dead, I do think it was her time, and that with a goodbye to the low rise skinny jeans, there becomes a new era, an opening for jeans to provide full coverage and completeness. And for that, I'm truly thankful. Goodbye.
I thought you were going to say amen. Well, I'm surprised you didn't comment on how skinny jeans hugged you at the calf and the ankle. I think that was why I could never get on
Ooh.
board with that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were always like holding on way too tight.
Well, what would yours be, Joe? Because you're right, I did miss some
Okay.
key points.
Well, I think that since you did skinny jeans, though, I'm gonna have to say farewell to my good friend, the side part.
Oh, that one's going to be beautiful.
This one's gonna be really hard. So, alas, it is
Oh,
time. It is your time to go. I don't know. I've never written a
oh
eulogy.
no, this one's sad. I'm crying in the audience.
Alas feels like the right word.
It is.
Your time has come for you to rest,
Oh,
and you you've given us so much. You have softened our faces and
mm,
prevented us from looking like wannabe rock stars and um, biblical characters. And for that, we are eternally thankful. And although it is your time to die,
yes.
you will, like the phoenix, rise again because you've already done it once before from the 80s, I
Amen,
think. So we
indeed.
will see you soon.
Oh,
Amen.
oh my gosh. Like, don't even buy the tombstone because she's coming back.
Amen. It's not over. It's going to be back. I don't even think it's going to leave.
No, well, we're not getting rid of it. I'm not adopting it. I'm not adopting the middle part.
Yeah. Too many salty millennials.
I have no idea what my forehead looks like, and I am not planning to find
No,
out.
no, I'm not ready to know. I mean, ugh.
Well, Joe, the other thing Gen Zs are coming after millennials for is also the cry laugh emoji. Like they
What?
say that that shows that you're dead. I mean, not
You
dead.
did. You're dead on the inside.
That shows that you're a millennial. So it's like a tell. Like you don't get it if you're still using it. And I use that shit a lot.
So do I, Morg, because I feel like, especially through text, in order to make something not come off passive aggressive or just blatantly rude, you have to use the cry laugh emojis. Like, what do the Gen Zers do if they want to show that something's funny? Because lol is also not cool.
Yeah, they have to use the skull. That
The skull. The
is what
skull.
represents what's funny now because they're dead from laughing.
Oh my gosh. But what if it's not that funny?
Exactly. What am I to use?
Yeah, like
it's not always, oh my God, dead funny. But I guess to their point, we were never laughing out loud.
So really, there's no good answer here. What if we chose like the clown emoji or something where it's like just clowning?
Okay, yeah. I love the clown emoji, but it apparently represents someone being like a joke, which I also really like it for. Like, you know, if you're a clown, if you, you know, text your ex or whatever after a night out.
Oh, well, I've got one. Ted Cruz is a clown for going to Cancun.
Ted Cruz is a clown for going to Cancun. So annoying. So yeah, the clown emoji, love. Definitely
Yeah.
Ted Cruz represents the clown emoji. And he would be where I use it. But I don't know if it can, you know, translate to also meaning funny, Joe.
Okay,
So
one more think on it. Get back to me what you think can mean the funny emoji, but not so funny that you're rolling on the floor laughing or that you're actually crying or that you're dead, because we know that those are ridiculous and they're very much hyperbole and overused.
yeah, and apparently, like, don't use the skull and crossbones dead, then you're trying too hard. It has to be the
Oh
skull
my
only.
gosh, this is annoying. Like, who's the turd who sat
Who's
and thought
deciding
of
the
this?
rule?
Yeah, right? Like, picture some little 12-year-old in their house, like, oh yeah, this is it. Nope, nope, you're a clown if you use the bones. God, millennials suck.
But isn't that how we were exactly? Like, no, mom.
I don't know.
You don't gotta.
I mean, yes, but I'm nobody's mom, so I don't even want to be put in that category.
Okay,
But,
true.
Morg, I think I was always a little too cynical for LOL. Although I will say, I did recently tell you I need an LOL intervention because in my older age, I've apparently gotten into using LOL. But I remember when LOL became a thing, I was not having it.
Yeah, I didn't really like using it for a while either, but same. I use it all the time now. It's just,
I hate myself.
I look in the mirror and I'm like, who are you?
Don't say LOL.
Well, I know we said we were going to get to the winter storm, but Joe, we're already at time. So I think we're going to start next episode with that because we have a lot of things to say about how 2021 is doing so far and it needs its own review. So we're going to do that at the top of next episode.
Spoiler, it sucks.
Spoiler, it is not doing well. When you see like a truck driver driving down the road and it says, how's my driving? You call this number. Like I would be full on calling that number about 2021 right now.
I would go full blown Karen on it. Be like, this is not good. I would like to speak to the manager.
I need to see improvements immediately. Mainly our episode this week really turned into a theme about conspiracy theories and how we just really need to protect ourselves if a conservatorship enters our future. Tune in next week. We got more fun coming from the bees. We are 2 bees from Little D. Please follow us on Instagram. We post little pictures that we try to talk about from our episodes and try to keep you engaged because listen, we are working women and we are trying to figure out social media just like the rest of y'all. Amen. Prayers
Amen.
for side parts and skinny jeans. Their families are hurting right now.
R.I.P.
And we will miss them dearly. Well, Joe won't miss skinny jeans, but I have a few. Have a great week, y'all. See you next week.